Matthew, what is your favorite bed size?
Prince.
Prince? What is that?
It's like a king, but for a boy.
A king for a boy. So what? Just a smaller size?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? What's your favorite bed size?
Queen.
Queen?
Yeah, queen.
That's
Queen's
what I'm on
pretty
right now.
comfy.
Though I do think I want a bigger bed because bigger beds are. Because I have a body pillow for my freaking legs, like, because I have like my restless legs.
Which
or whatever.
my hero character is a body pillow.
It is just a normal body pillow, but I saw Amori. It was like it sold out immediately. But for Valentine's Day, they acted as if like one of the characters hacked like their Twitter accounts and everything. Like it was like the like this queen, like this royal queen or whatever, and they sold body pillows of her, and it immediately sold out. And I was like, you know what, that would have been kind of dope, but. Amori's cool. But yeah, welcome to the Neon Apes podcast where we talk about bed sizes, so
It's very interesting, and hot topic today.
Exactly.
There's nothing interesting going on in the news right now.
See, in reality, all we're trying to do is we're trying to get a big pillow, like Purple, to give us free stuff like Panda did. We talked about Panda one time and they sent us like 10% off for... I think it was like equivalent of like 30 times 10% off, which is...
We're going to get some value out of that.
Dude, I mean, yeah, because...
Panda's already taking a lot of our money, so like...
Now it can take a little bit less of money. Yeah, which, I mean, I guess it works. We're talking about Panda again on the podcast, but you know what?
You're going to end up buying from there a lot more, so you're probably just...
I think I'm going to buy the same amount, honestly. I already buy maximum amount
every
of
time
Panda.
we eat out, I think you at least recommend Panda once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Panda is that...
I like Panda, but I don't like Panda that much. Like, I'll eat Panda, but I like other things. I like other Asian places
I have to be in like a
Panda.
Panda mood where I'm like, man, I just want as many calories as I can put into my body. And then I go to Panda.
Yeah. I mean, it is cheaper than other Chinese... Like, there's another Chinese food place near us that is, like, really, really, really good. But that's, like, double the price of, like, Panda Express. So, like, Panda's cheap and it's good. So that's why I like it. But completely changing the...
I think it's just the cheap you're looking at. I think your taste buds are just like in somewhat correlated with like the price of the food. Somehow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I just feel better, so I associate better like emotions with food that's cheap.
Have you guys ever like had like really, really fancy food where like you're like I do not have the palate for this? Like, I think the one time like me and Caitlin went to like a really, really nice restaurant and like we both got steak, and the steak was honestly like still the best steak I've ever had in my entire life was the steak you made when we went to Arkansas. That's where it was. Yeah, best steak ever. So it wasn't even like 25% of the steak you made. I'm a professional person. But
silence your phone before the movie.
But then Caitlin got truffle mac and cheese, and it was the nastiest thing. Truffles are nasty.
I don't know. Like, truffle mac and cheese can be good if they make it good. Did they just like really fuck it up?
It was just the truffle was like so overpowering. So like the first bite, the second the food went in my mouth, it was good. And then the 15-second aftertaste of just truffle, like butter or whatever.
Bro, they were really like, oh man, truffle is expensive, so let's use a lot of it because expensive equals good.
Yeah.
Even though it's something you're supposed to like add subtly to my understanding. I'm not a chef.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's correct. I think there's like a lot of like, or like the places that I will never understand is people that do like
spice
gold.
Taste good if you just like dump that shit. Like, only that spice.
I mean, I was going to say salt to an extent. Like, you can definitely oversalt things, but I think that there's, like, a large window of, like, how hard it is to actually oversalt something.
I think it's, like, a curve where, like, it's pretty, standard increase. It gets better as you add more salt, and then it rapidly gets better, and then after a certain point, it just drops to fucking zero. You oversalted that. It tastes like shit. Your mouth is dry. You want to go home.
You want to go home? I was imagining, like, me cooking, like, the hypothetical that you were painting was me cooking in my own home. So that, like...
I once mistook a sugar bottle for the salt for my eggs and put like a shit ton of sugar on my eggs. It was the worst thing I ever tasted.
My grandpa used to do syrup on his eggs, and that's something I do every now and then.
You know what? I honestly can see it.
Syrup is really good on eggs.
I'm not a big syrup guy.
You're not?
I'll tolerate on my pancakes though.
Dude, I can appreciate it in small amounts,
Yeah.
but like most things that use syrup where we live use like a shitload.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's the way. Like if I'm just gonna have normal
I mean,
pancakes,
I can just pour less syrup, you know.
yeah,
I'm
like
kinda
it's totally on you.
in
Like,
control of that situation.
but I've gotten good at if I'm getting like specialty pancakes. Like there's like some dope breakfast place near here like that. One of the things they do is they have like these berry pancakes. So they have fresh strawberries, like blueberries, raspberries, and then like a special white sauce. I don't know what it is, but
a special white sauce.
it's special white sauce. That's not suspicious at all. But going away from food because we've talked about food for a little bit.
Damn it.
Was there something you wanted to say?
Wait,
I just want to talk about the Thai place that I liked.
Okay, talk about your Thai place.
I mean, I
Talk about your Thai place.
Do it.
Okay, well, fine.
Talk about
Do it.
I had a Thai food that was so good it cured my hangover. There.
So are you sure it wasn't? I think I told you this when you told us this. Are you sure it wasn't just food in general?
But it was the Thai food. So
I don't know. Eating something spicy.
Psychology,
hungover.
like my mind's now like instantly. That's like health food now for me.
So
Dude,
like when you went to-
placebo.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
if it works, it works. Don't question it.
But
Yeah.
what if like placebo actually worked like 100% like that?
well, I think
Okay,
placebo
well, it
does
works
work,
up to
though.
it. Yeah, no, like literally, it's proven that like placebo.
No, but like it won't regrow an arm if you convince someone it will. That's what I'm saying. Like what
That,
if?
but yeah,
Yeah,
you
that-
just picked a
that-
very
that is-
exaggerated.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like what if it was actually like 100%?
Well, that'd be pretty.
100%. Is that like a superpower
So
or
orcs
something?
from Warhammer then.
Okay, yeah, orcs from Warhammer have like 100% placebo, like just times 100%.
Do either of you want to explain the orc thing for anyone that doesn't know the lore behind orcs and
I probably
Warhammer?
should talk about orcs. But in Warhammer, there's like orcs that they're psychers. So like, but they don't know it. They just believe it and think dumb philosophies that just come out true. Because
So it
they
makes
believe
them true, right?
Yeah.
So like the orcs could like believe they're shooting someone, and then they would be shooting someone, right?
But I think it's like a hive mind thing. So that's a big part. Is like it can't just be one guy think about it.
Oh,
It has to be like 30 that believe in it.
gotcha. That makes sense. Speaking of like stupid hypotheticals, we had a stupid hypothetical from Poppy Cars, and I kind of want to take it. We could take this in a lot of different directions, but it was what if every time we slept, we shifted worlds into a near identical one, and during the non-world our dreams are actually real. So I don't know exactly like what that exactly meant, but I think I liked the way you were bringing it, Matthew. Like what were you saying? Like we're gonna.
That it's the same one each time, or is it a new one each time?
Okay, yeah. So let's say
I don't know, same one.
for the so first hypothetical.
I think it's more interesting.
Yeah. So when you
Because then you have to live with the consequence.
Yeah. So when you dream, you go into a alternate dimension that you are affecting, and every time you dream will be there. But do we still have?
Otherwise,
powers?
how would you know it wasn't? Like, how do you know it wasn't the case otherwise? Like, if you kept going to a new one,
Yeah.
would you
Also-
just know that?
After a certain point, like, how would you be able to tell that, like, the dream you entered, if you entered the same dream every time, like, you know, how would you be able to tell reality from that?
Oh, are you saying like?
Because
How-
over time, you'll be like, oh man, my memory's kind of shit, and I wake up to this reality every single time, and, you know, everything's crazy here, but what if that's, like,
Oh,
That's a good point.
See that reminds me of
There's that show that came out like NBC or something that like I was always interested. But apparently, it was just really bland. It was a guy who, in one reality, his wife was still alive, but his son was dead. And one reality, his son
Oh,
wasn't alive, but his wife
oh,
was dead.
wait, I
and he
have,
kept.
like, buried memories of this show.
Yes, I'm like that's such a fucking cool concept, but I guess it just didn't go anywhere. Like most of the seafood shows really just had like a concept, and they decided to put money into it, but they didn't have like an ending. I swear.
yeah, they didn't know like what to do with it past
Lost.
that. Lost. But that
Yeah.
that made me think of Adventure Time has an episode where he goes into like a pillow fort and I guess like falls asleep, gets put in this like pillow world or whatever. But then it's like the stereotypical thing of he meets a woman, he has a family, he has kids, like all of these things, and then he has to like wake up. So like that would get really screwy with me if I like you kept like, because if you kept going to the same dimension, then you would like, what if you like, you know, met someone in that alternate dimension and
Wasn't
then
there
you
a guy
like,
in Reddit that had that happen? He like got hit by a car in college, and like fantasized about having a kid, like family, and finding someone.
oh, like in a
love.
coma?
And then like when he woke up, he like was like mourning his lost family,
Oh man.
even though that all happened like in the span of like a couple seconds or something.
Yeah, but like to him, you know, like,
I mean, yeah, like he experienced all of that.
yeah, like it doesn't matter whether it happened or not. Like
That is
in reality, I mean, that's like,
because like there's like the warrant that you didn't change, you didn't eat anything different. It just happened like that.
yeah. You say he got hit by a car? Is that what you said?
That's the story. Obviously, this whole could be bullshit, but
Oh, I mean,
could-
yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, anything could be. We could not be real. We could be VTubers, but just like we could just have the technology to be like making.
If you became a VTuber, what would your avatar be?
I would be like me right now.
Yeah, we are VTubers. What?
Yeah.
Mine would be the avatar I have on YouTube right now, that little blue blob, but it would just be
Oh.
like a 3D model. I guess I would just be blue from.
A blue blob. Oh, from Foster's Home from Imaginary Friends.
Yeah.
I literally threw that picture together for you in like a minute, dude. Like it was that I love that thing. I think I would do some sort of robot because I'm not a furry. I don't want any like creepy furry shit. I don't want. I feel like if you were gonna do a weeb thing, you could do like, I think it's way easier to do like, I've always seen like the female, like the VTubers that look like female anime characters. Have you guys ever seen any VTubers of like
The men.
male anime characters? Because I haven't.
They just look like they just look like male anime characters every time.
I think those like exist. I've seen footage. Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
mic is. Oh
No, you're
damn.
good.
Yeah, but like I've seen footage of like male avatar VTubers.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not in the audience for. I just don't.
I mean, I'm
understand
not either,
VTubers in
but
general.
VTubers will find you if you go on certain parts of like the YouTube
Literally, the only
algorithm.
reason I got into VTubers is because the guy I watch for anime content started hanging out with a VTuber.
Oh,
And okay, I will say that's one of those. What was it? What are they called when they're like a relationship but they're not? Pseudo. Fuck.
parasitical or
Parasocial relationships.
Parasocial.
Is literally one of the compilation channels that like keeps recommended to me, keeps shipping them like you would ship to anime people. But I'm like, okay, but the difference here is they're real people.
And do either of them have like? It's also really weird when people have like families and like
I think honestly both of them are single, but
It's
one
still-
one lives in, I think, Puerto Rico. They're Puerto Rican, but I don't know where they're from, where they are right now. And one of them is in Japan right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I guess
Little
they
bit
could,
of
but
a-
also it doesn't matter. Like maybe they already are for all we know. But like,
Yeah, don't ship real people. I mean, you could. I don't know. I guess like I understand like the part because like
to be fair, they do play into it a little bit. Like the whole thing is like she's like they argue a lot. So like there's a whole tsundere. Oh, this is a tsundere, and they react when people call them out on it. But I don't know if that like I still find it weird.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the play. If we go to back to this dream question, in the alternate dimension, we don't do the podcast like this. We have like we're all VTubers.
Oh, so
in
the
the
alternate
podcast.
dimension is the metaverse. That's the implementation of the metaverse,
Oh
dude.
no.
It happens in our dreams.
What is it? There was that Black Mirror episode. San Juniper.
Bro,
Or-
imagine
yeah.
like spending a whole like day awake going to work and then going to sleep and then waking up in the metaverse
And
to
going
do
to
more
work.
work.
Dude, I mean, honestly, I could see because like there's a lot of I think very basic like data entry or like
There's just a
things you could do with half your
physical
conscience.
mine in the metaverse called the Bitcoin mine. And if you have nothing else you can contribute to
There's
online.
I have seen footage in the metaverse. There is a dead ass, I am not joking, where you literally mine coins. I don't know of what crypto, but your character has to literally sit there mining them. So someone on TikTok was like, here's how I got like $100 of passive income a month. You just sit here while you're reading a book and you just keep it's like, what the like what value does that bring? Like I don't understand.
Producing something that people have arbitrarily assigned value to, of course.
Like someone needs to make one of I'm sure so it exists, but like you know how like mining crypto is you're just having your computer do a bunch of math problems. I the only crypto I think I would get behind would be ones where those math problems are like solving like medical things. Like I know you can download a program that will literally just have your computer do programs for cancer research. So you just have your computer passively, help provide. But like that'd be a pretty good like moral feel good reward for a crypto. Like okay, mine crypto, but like while you're mining it, it's actually like solving cancer.
Have you seen that guy?
Or like not just, I don't know,
doing nothing, like have any purpose.
like what value does a Bitcoin miner, I don't know, like if you do it for money, like no shade, do what you gotta do, but also like what value does mining Bitcoin add?
It makes Bitcoin more of a prominent like resource in this world. And I guess that's like at this point what it is.
People pay money for that.
I was gonna say, fuck. Oh, have you seen that one guy? I forget the name, which is really bad for these podcasts because people would probably want to know what I'm talking about. But there's just one of those assholes that's promoting NFTs, and he was talking about how like, all right, imagine you buy like a $25 million mansion, and then you mint that into an NFT. Then you can put a smart contract, and whoever buys that from you, you can still get 1% of the profit. I'm like, he just keeps talking. And
just
I'm
like throwing more and more and more.
Like
words.
I'm like, I don't understand what doing at the end of the day though. I don't like all this other stuff. I'm pretty sure you can do legally anyway. Like I don't know what prevent you from doing this anyway. Fucking getting 1% of the house forever. I guess you could sign a contract that does that anyway.
Yeah.
But what the fuck does turning your house into an NFT mean?
See,
what the fuck is an NFT?
See, the only time, and I've said this, like if NFTs are going to have any place, they need to have some value besides the fact that they are a fucking NFT. Like there needs to be something. So I've seen there was some restaurant that was like advertising on TikTok, and they're saying, "Oh, we're making NFTs, but we're going to make very few of them, but if you own an NFT, you get infinite food for free from our restaurant." So like that way. Like there is value to the NFT. You could sell it to someone because they would want the infinite free food, which still has the environmental issues of NFTs, but like at least there is something besides I own a link to an image. I don't own the image. I own a link to an image. Like it's ridiculous. So okay, so what we've determined is when the metaverse we can work, we're going to work a 9 to 5 and then we're going to work a 5 to 9 in the metaverse while sleeping. You guys, you want to work in the mines with me?
Oh, that doesn't make sense. When do you go to bed? Do you go to bed as soon as you get back from work?
Yeah,
and you wake up at 9 at night?
No. 9 to 5.
Okay.
Then you go home, so maybe 5:30 is your shift. Or okay, here we go. If we're speaking that much in the future, you get in, you go work, and then you have a locker in the work, and that's where you can like plug in into the metaverse, and that'll.
So you spend all day and like all night on the metaverse, in the metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
you could train by like into a physical sport, but on VR by a coach that doesn't exist, because that's how you get sports knowledge.
That's like the those Peloton bikes or whatever, like where when you buy the bike, it has like a live streaming service where like every day it's unique. So it's literally like a Twitch chat. Like they read, like apparently if it's like your 100th like bike run or whatever, like the guy shouts you at in the chat or whatever, which I could see being very motivating for exercise, honestly.
Have you seen the new metaverse video where like that was talking about they get like Shaq to voice like an AI that'll train you in basketball in VR?
I have not seen that. What is being trained to like?
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Like you doesn't literally. You need to play basketball to get good at basketball. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sure like there's like some.
You can learn a couple things, but like that's like what the same things you can get from a YouTube video though.
Yeah, but like if it was personalized, where like you had an hour online video and it was like, okay, I want you in the real world to go practice this, and this, and this, and then next time you.
It would have to be really good VR technology to be able to like simulate the physics of like actual basketball. I'd say.
Well, I don't even think you need that. Like, I mean, it's the equivalent of like if we just did like a Zoom call or something. Like if you had like a personal trainer on a Zoom call and you were like, okay, this is what I exercised. Like, this is how I felt. This is the weights I was at. I feel like you could get a little value out of that.
I guess. I just think it's a little silly.
Well, the fact that it's in the metaverse, right? Like you could do that over like a
phone call. At one point, it's like, what else can you do? Shaq bought, and he's like, "Look at this," and then, like it's one of those screens that takes up like the whole back wall, and you just go. The avatar flies up on the screen like a couple of meters. So I'm like, ooh, something I can do on any 3D and fucking animation.
Yeah. That made me think of I think I talked about this before, but Roblox. I saw something on Twitter recently. There's a new Roblox game coming out that literally just looks like Call of Duty. Like I swear, the models, like it literally, like even the UI on the screen is Call of Duty.
Like
graphics
does it still look like Roblox?
No, it does not look like Roblox.
Okay,
it looks like
is
HD.
this still like made by people who are in the community? Is that how Roblox works still?
Yeah, so Roblox is pretty much just a game engine, right? And so people can make games in the game engine and make money. And like, you know, there are actual like game companies that are operating in Roblox, but the problem is it's almost all child labor. Like most of these are literally just kids making games.
Is it at least kids running the companies?
Well, that's the thing. A kid is not allowed in the U.S. to own a company until they're 18, so their parents technically have to own it. But either way, like they're not being compensated like fairly for the amount of effort and time
Roblox
that they're
also
putting
taking
in.
a huge chunk, if I remember.
Also, Roblox probably takes a way bigger chunk than say if you were just using like a game engine like
I think it's
Unreal
worse
or
than like
something.
Steam or something. And Steam,
Oh,
I've heard it's pretty
yeah,
bad.
Steam's I think what, a 30% cut, I think Steam's a 30% cut. So, but no, yeah, it literally looks like Call of Duty, like 100. I mean, I was playing a Battlefield game, but like that at least still kind of looks like Roblox. It like played like Battlefield, but like you could tell a little bit. This you can't tell at all. Like it's insane. So the freaking kids nowadays.
The critical guy I watch sometimes, he made a really good point about like Roblox and why it's popular. It's like, okay, imagine you're 8 years old. You'll play anything. You're entertained by any game ever, and that's what Roblox just provides. Like you see those games, you're like, why did you just play like a normal shooter? It's like, I mean, I guess, but kids are literally just entertained.
Well, yeah, I mean, plus the freaking quality of Roblox now is like definitely like 15 times higher than
I remember like
what it was when we
I
played.
was like getting way too old for Roblox. They were already doing a lot of like cool animation stuff, and that was like a decade ago.
Yeah.
I remember there were some Roblox maps with certain textures that my computer just couldn't run like at all.
Was it like a source thing where it was the black and purple
Nah.
squares? What did it do?
The computer was just like really, really, really old, so like it couldn't run them because the textures were just like more detailed than the basic block. Because the basic block is like super efficient.
Yeah.
Because it's just like one color on a 2D plane.
Yeah. No, for real. That's man, Roblox nowadays. I know. I think we've talked about this before. But I played Webkins for like way longer. I think I played Webkins up until like honestly like 13 or something.
Sure we've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
About online games.
No, we definitely have. So okay, you know what? Let's go back to dreams then. You know what? Let's go back to
Dude,
to
do we have
dreams.
lucid powers?
Shark Boy and Lava Girl. That's about dreams. Like, it's a movie about dreams. Let's talk about Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Who's your favorite character in Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
My favorite character in
George
Shark Boy
Lopez.
and George
Lopez.
my favorite character is the guy who gets killed in the wait. That's Spy Kids. That's Spy Kids 3. The guy. I think it's
Okay,
a
so
different
Matthew
movie.
brought up a topic and doesn't even want to talk about the topic. Okay, man.
I do. I wanted to talk about. I just forgot about the. Okay.
You're getting all the shitty movies mashed together in your head, in your subconscious.
No, you know what my favorite character
I mean,
is?
to be fair, they all feel like the same movie. They kind of meld together in my head too.
My favorite character is the freak robot that like was given purpose.
Wasn't that George Lopez?
No,
Because George
That's
Lopez.
evil ro-
George
you're talking about-
Lopez was like evil and a lightning bag guy who had his face on a robot suit, but he wasn't the robot.
Oh.
The robot is a different character.
Okay.
He was just actually offended that he was the villain of the story. He's like, why do you think I'm a bad guy? I'm just a teacher, dude. That's always the best part of that movie is when the teacher just calls. I was like, you really just think of me as some kind of monster? What the fuck?
Well, but wasn't it because he like stole his like? I know the bullies were the ones that stole his dream journal.
They ruined his dream
They
journal.
ruined his dream journal, which and then I guess the movie is him dreaming about all of his journal things.
but it's
but
also
then it's
real.
like real life, like
Still real.
So it's literally just the equivalent of the Adam Sandler movie.
Dude, they don't show the second half where he gets dragged off by like the SCP.
Can you guys lucid dream, like where you can like control your dreams?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I mean, like, yeah. So like, can you do it
don't
every
know,
time
like,
or?
Not, I don't know. Sometimes I'll be aware. If you want to lucid dream, like, just make habits of like doing things like counting your fingers. Because in dreams you'll have like 6 fingers or something, and say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out loud, and that'll make you lucid dream more often. Because if it's a habit, then like, I don't know.
You'll realize something's not right and that you're dreaming.
Yeah,
right?
This is a completely like my experience claim, but like
No, I've heard that. Like I've heard like if you like look at clocks, like if you just pay a lot of attention to clocks in the real world, like just like you said, there'll be something off.
Yeah, you build up habits of like paying attention to things that will like appear inconsistent, and then once you become aware that it's inconsistent, you're like, oh shit, I'm dreaming, aren't I? And
Yeah.
at that point, you're lucid dreaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you, Matthew? Do you lucid dream at
No,
all?
I dream a lot, but I'm not good at being in control.
Yeah, you just kind of. For me, it's probably like half. It's probably like 60% of the time. It's like not a lucid dream, and 40%. When you lucid dream, can you fly? Because that's what I end up doing a lot. Like I just like fly around.
I more like jump. It's weird because I'll like be flying for a bit and then stop flying, but it's like I'm on low gravity almost.
Oh, so you're like still like slowly falling a little
Yeah,
bit.
because I always imagine being on Earth for some reason, and I think that makes me imagine that there must be gravity.
That's hilarious. Because yeah, for me, it's literally just like Superman, like flying like unlimited as much as I want.
I'm still in the
that's
phase
nice.
where I'm still every dream to me. I believe I'm 100%. It's real every time.
Oh.
Like I had a dream. My last one I remember. I was fucking like.
Isn't that like the normal state to dream in?
I mean, yeah, I know. But
I mean, for me, I know when I'm dreaming like 80-90% of the time. Like even if I can't lucid
humble
dream.
brag much.
Well, Dan was saying, okay, whatever, but go. do your
Okay.
thing.
Well, at one point, I was really dreaming that my body was just like flinging against like the whole sides
some,
of
like,
the wall.
exorcism
Not
shit.
ragdoll.
Yeah, and I was like literally like, well, this is my life now. Like I was like, trying to like process how to get out of the
Matthew,
situation.
At the core of your most being, you are like stoic. You're like, I am at peace with my situation.
So it wasn't
whatever
hurting
it
at
is.
all. Like
I
you
think-
weren't in pain.
I think it was one of those nights I was like I went to bed kind of drunk and I thought like this is me just being clumsy. Like my mind was like, man, look at you being all clumsy, flying around the room,
Imagine if when you drink and get clumsy, you just
like lose gravity.
no friction, bounce around the room.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. What are some other like? Do any of you? I remember when I was a kid, I always had like it was like once a year I would have a nightmare where I was like running through like a house that my parents were wanting to buy, but there was like a mini game in each rooms, but like wolves were like chasing me the entire time, so like I had to like run really fast.
I had
It
a
was just
dream-
weird to have the same dream.
All the kids that I knew from preschool. This is a preschool era dream, or like kindergarten.
Preschool era dream. Okay.
Kindergarten.
Okay.
When I was in Georgia, and we were at a playground, and it was in a. I don't know how I thought I knew. I still know this, but it was like the map, like the area was like a video game map where like I could easily see like there wasn't much beyond where this valley of ice were around, but there was a playground, and it was a wave by wave attack of dinosaurs, and we fought them off with our fists. It was awesome.
Holy shit, that sounds so cool.
Like I remember there was like a Yeti that would throw range projectiles at me, and like literally what it felt like was, have you ever guys remember Evolve, where like someone would hit you and you would take the damage through your shield or something, but you'd still go flying.
Oh.
Like it didn't hurt, but she would keep throwing them, get knocked on the ground. Like motherfucker, get like over here. I have like so much memories. At one point, it like turned meta where he threw it at me. I got knocked on the ground. I was like, son of a bitch. And like, it cut to me like playing it on an arcade machine. I was like, wait, is this an
What?
arcade game the whole time? And then like I went back, like it zoomed back. It was like, what is this dream?
Dude, that's fucking wild.
Oh my god, like
But the whole thing was a dream.
yeah, because I've had dreams in a dream where I like wake up and then I wake up and I wake, but like you like having a perspective to like a arcade cabinet. of
That
playing the
is
game.
probably the wackiest part. There's been several of those where 90% of the dream, I remember is actually being the dream itself, like the plot, or like I'll be on the space adventure. But then like the last 10 minutes I remember is me it all turning out to be a video game I was really hyped for playing, or like a TV show I was watching when I was like sick for school, like some obscure thing. And that's why sometimes there'll be an episode of something that'll be like, was that a dream I had? Like I could have sworn there was a Danny Phantom episode where he was dating the black girl, and the black girl turned out to be like a ghost hunter herself, and I thought that was a dream for a while. No, that's an actual episode. There's like a whole plot around that.
Your brain just like maybe stores those memories like right next to like
and it just like jumped over to
No, literally, because I'm
dream.
like, what the guy just gets with another girl? Like, I'm like, that's just horny, like, or like, like 7-year-old horny version of you thinking about that.
Yeah.
Matthew, shut up. And years later, I thought it was just like me thinking that up, but no, that actually happened.
That's a real thing.
episode.
Well, because it just felt really fanficky.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Dude, this one time I had a dream where like Get Got by Death Grips was playing, and I was like shrunk down like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids style. It was like the size of like, I don't know, the fingers in my hand.
Okay.
Yeah, like walking around. And this rat comes up and just bites me and like fucking rips my body in half and shit. And for some reason, I was like aware of the fact that it wasn't real, and I was just like laughing and shit. It was such.
Like,
and I woke up like right after that, and I was like, man, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
I have one more.
Like
dream
that's just
I wanna talk about.
confusing. How do I unpack this?
Have you ever had a dream? Like, I never had this for a while, and then like in the last couple of years, I had a couple where someone wrongs you in the dream so much. When you wake up, you're still mad as if it actually happened.
I remember you told me that as a kid. You were like, I had a dream where you were like such an asshole.
No, yeah,
like,
you were like, we're at a mattress store or something, and you said something or you were acting something, and I was so pissed. I was so mad. And I woke up and I was like, God damn it, hold on. Like, it was so like I
woke up and chose
it
to hate
serviced,
him.
or like I kept justifying it because I was remembering all the other shit you did. But I'm like, it was just because like I woke up mad.
that's fucking hilarious. I know when I was a kid, or I mean even still now, like because like I think 80-90% of the time I know I'm dreaming, but I'm like, like I enjoy it or whatever. Sometimes I can lucid dream, but like if it's a nightmare, I literally like sometimes like if I realize I'm dreaming and it's a nightmare, I just like wake myself up. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm out. Like,
That
get
seems
me.
like you.
You know what?
Get me out. Like,
I fucking respect that,
Like,
man.
yeah.
That's a miserable experience.
My
Why
dumbass
would
should-
you? Why?
want to stay
My
there.
dumbass just goes after the monster every time.
What,
I'm like, I'm not afraid of you. Yeah.
And then
I'm
what
not, you're
happens?
not real.
And then what happens?
You can't hurt me. And then they attack me, and they still viscerate me because it's a dream. Like, I don't have control.
That's hilarious. See, sometimes, like, so most of the time I can just wake myself up, but sometimes it's like a video game. This is only like 10-15% of the time. So it's like rare for this to happen. But like if I'm in a nightmare and I want to wake up, somehow I'll know in my conscience, they're like, you need to reach the door to wake up. And I'm like, so I literally, it won't let me wake up. But then like, I'm like trying to walk to a door. Like, it's like the stereotypical thing where you're trying to run, but it won't let you run. Like you're walking, but like my brain has told me some video game bullshit logic of like, we're not letting you wake up till you walk through that door. And then this is kind of fucked up and dark, but also a lot of the times I know if I kill myself in my dreams, I will wake up. So if I'm having a
Inception?
horror thing, I'll just literally shoot myself in the head and wake up. Like dead ass, I'm not
like
kidding.
GTA, like, animation.
100% I swear.
I mean, yeah, you're in control of that shit, and you're like, nah, this ain't real, and this is fucking. I don't like dealing with this.
I guess that's the
But that's not a
non-movie
good habit
plot
to
way
have,
to do
though.
it.
'Cause
I mean-
what if I think I'm dreaming?
well, then you won't have a gun manifest and shoot
Oh, that's
yourself.
fair. I don't own a
You
gun.
can't-
So, yeah, maybe I should not own a gun for that purpose. Like sleepwalk, like.
Yeah, actually, that seems like kind of a bad habit. Can it work the other way, where habits and dreams become like habits in real life?
So we can just fly and shit. Well, I know that's not that's beyond a habit.
Yeah, that.
But
I don't think that one's a habit.
man,
Okay, one more dream.
yeah, no,
I
this
had
is amazing. This is so funny.
I got pulled over because I somehow was on the wrong way of like, and I was driving the wrong way, and this lady pulled me over. But then instead of just giving me a ticket, she just went in the co seat and like began designating me like how like a driver's
like how to
person would.
drive. She's like, I'm just your teacher now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what? I would love that if a cop like pulls someone over and they don't have a license. from that moment on, they're like their personal.
Their
Their
drivers
driving instructor.
be like, okay, well, I don't have a license because like I'm a like, you know, say someone's like, you know, I'm an
God
undocumented
fucking damn
like,
it.
you know, like immigrant, and the guy's like, you know what? Okay, we're doing it. Like I'm gonna like bet for you, like in the immigration office.
Dude,
That's a
We're
very
gonna have, like, a-
wholesome way of doing it.
Or like be like. Also, a lot of the people that don't have, you know, licenses or like, you know, they have warrants out for their arrest. So like, how is that gonna be like? Yeah, dude, I have to go sell some like weed. Like, you know, cop, can you like, you know, drive me to the?
Yeah, how would that work out?
Oh man, do any of you guys have other like insane dreams or anything?
I have a dream that one day we'll all be truly equal, both legally and societally. Just get
Pranked.
I'm trying to think of any other dreams that like I've had. I remember what always sucked was like when I was like, you know, way younger. I would always like, not always, but every now and then I would have a dream of like my like ex-girlfriend, or you know, like the equivalent of like the high school girlfriend I have, but then like it would just be like, it would be the cringiest shit ever, obviously, in the dream. So like the entire day, like waking up, I was just like thinking about it and like just depressed as fuck, even though like it wasn't like real, you know.
Dude,
Oh, I
high
had that,
school
yeah.
is some shit. It is some shit, bro.
High school, you just gotta get through it. I know, you know, if any of you guys listening to this and you're in high school, just you'll
gets
get through
better.
it, and then you'll look back at all the cringy bullshit you did, and you'll be like, yeah, I was a dumbass. Like, but I guess that's the
Daniel,
point.
you want to talk about that dream you had where Ron McDonald would come, that recurring dream,
Whoa,
and like
whoa.
tickle you until you woke up? You told me about this several times. You want to go to a therapist about it?
I mean, yeah, but I told you that in confidence, Matthew. I really
Oh,
I trusted you.
Oh,
and
well,
you-
Matthew, what about the dream where like there was like a frog that was like railing you?
How big
Oh,
is this
I
frog?
remember that one.
I don't know. You said it was as big as
Which
Winnie
one?
the Pooh, which I
dream?
don't know why that would.
Well, it
be a
was Toad
comparison.
and Frog at the same time, actually. That was the exact contents of the dream. And it was actually laid out like one of the storybooks, and each page was a different position of the Toad and Frog railing Matthew.
Oh no.
Which dream is this? Is this your
Your dream. Your dream.
The one you described.
Yeah, you've told it to us about like 8 times each, and 16 times together.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
a total
lot
of 32 times that I have heard.
Wait.
Unless
doing
you have been
why are
lying
you
this
doing a
entire
math
time?
equation to recollect the amount of times I told you the story? We were talking about. I was just talking about the Ron McDonald.
But I'm
I think we've
assuming that
always
was
dreamed about it
a.
once.
I have never once dreamed about Ronald McDonald.
You haven't?
No. Is
You
that-
know, I bet you dream every night. You just don't remember most of them.
I bet
So,
now I am going to, thanks to you.
See, I'm always right eventually.
You deserve that, Matthew.
What is it? Is these podcast episodes going to escalate and like?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna get
eventually.
physically
Eventually, one of us is just gonna stab you.
We're gonna just like start getting in like street fights, but like on the podcast. We're gonna do like a podcast on the street, but it's gonna just equate to something like that. So have you had Ronald McDonald in your dreams? Like Matthew apparently.
Not that I remember. Nah.
Okay, so you're just all Ronald
You're just
McDonald it
gaslighting
up.
us. Unlike the story we have described.
He
That
goes,
one's
Matthew,
real.
Matthew.
That one's canon.
Matthew, we need someone for the Contra affair. We need someone to take the fall. Are you willing to take the fall? It can't be me. It can't be. Wait, fuck. Who else is there? The Hamburger
Grimace?
Grimace. Grimace is in Venezuela right now. He can't do anything.
I keep seeing like shit on TikTok where people are like they're always like just like telling like creepy stories they have from like their dreams or whatever. But no, yeah, dreams are wild.
Dreams are.
I'm trying to think, have we exhausted all of the weird dreams that we've all had?
No.
Did they give us some more?
Okay, wait, shit. I'm being
We
thrown
got to
on
think on the
spot.
spot. Okay, I'm trying to think. You got any, Matthew? I'm gonna try to think as well.
I don't like talking about Dream ever since he did that speedrunning lie.
I'm just so
Oh,
You
I
wanna make
had
a whole
this.
podcast
I had
about
this
dreams?
one dream where like, what is it? There's a Stephen King book that was made into a movie about a plague destroying the entire U.S. And I just had a dream where I relived like the events of that movie in
Oh.
chronological order. I was
So was it a
Did you read that
spooky
book?
dream?
I was going to read that book.
yeah, I was fucking terrified. I was like 10 or some shit when I had
Oh.
that dream. So like I was living through a pandemic and I'm happy I never had to have that experience on that scale.
Yeah.
I only went through a minor one. That dream was a major one. Or I'm not even sure if you could call this a minor. Whatever. Not as bad as the one that like
yeah.
kills all of humanity in the sand.
Yeah. Did you have a dream, or I have one? If you want.
About
think-
world ending?
No, just a dream.
Well,
Okay.
I had one where a fucking meteor hit our like neighborhood.
Oh, really? So did you like? Was it like a
I
slow
would-
thing, like Legend of Zelda, where like you're just seeing the?
No,
moon?
it was coming down like a meteor from space engineers, and I was like, I remember being really sad before it hit. Like I had the same dread that you probably would feel as a meteor would.
Oh, dude, I've had a dream just like that. I dreamed that like I was working for this restaurant, and I had this dream that there was a announcement, like a PSA, that like, okay, nuclear war is happening. Everyone get to a safe spot, and everyone's just like, fuck. And management tries to keep people like
trying to be like,
continue,
oh,
like,
keep working,
finish.
like.
Yup.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, fuck this, I'm leaving. And I get in my car and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna die. Okay, well, I guess this can't really be helped. And I'm just like, kind of panicking, but trying to not.
So were you just like,
like-
driving home, or?
Yeah, and then a nuclear bomb, like, killed me.
And then you woke up.
Yeah.
Were you like, oh, thank God that was a dream? Like,
Nah, like, towards the end, I was like, what do you call it? When I woke up, I don't know, I was like, fine.
Okay, I just like sometimes like the dreams that like I don't know I'm dreaming. If like I'll wake up, there's always like a sigh of relief, obviously, where I'm like, oh, okay, that was a dream. Like, or like I think or like say you're doing. I think for me, it's also especially like I still sometimes dream about I'm in high school and I have all of these fucking like I know you guys are still in college.
I don't like
so-
lucid dream that much, but like dreams don't ever like feel real when I'm in them. Like even though, like I don't know, I'm not aware of what reality is, but I'm like, this isn't reality. Whatever the dream is.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I remember when I was a kid, I forgot about this for a while. For some reason, I had this recurring nightmare that it was like a game of Pong where like there was like a ball like bouncing like up and down, and it was like someone was counting to like 100 or something, and I don't know why. Like as they got closer and closer to 100, I would just feel like more and more like terrified, and then when it was like 100. I would like wake up and it was like on it, like straight up those dreams for some reason like scared me more than like any other dream. I have no explanation for it, but that was like a recurring dream I had a bunch as a kid. It was just a ball bouncing and someone counting 100. I have no clue, dude. Honestly,
Man,
it's all just
we're gonna
these
get
video
like
games.
psychoanalyzed off this podcast. People are gonna be like, yes, you wanted to. I don't know what's.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
old
how we would like
psychology.
psychoanalyze. Like I know they could, but I don't have the
You
information of what
really
they would
want a
analyze
penis
it.
on your forehead. That is the truth.
That's what it
These are the
means.
meaning of your dreams. Dude, Freud was on some crazy shit.
Oh yeah, what was the theory of just like
Like penis envy. Like he thought that all women like wanted to have a penis, and that was just the driving choice or like thing in most decisions. And he was like completely sold on that concept.
that's
too.
like such like an incel thing. Like straight up, like I don't know how I've never talked to a woman, so like I just assume that they all want penises, and so that like how do you jump to that? I'm sure that there was like some research and whatever.
I mean, psychoanalyzing Freud, maybe that was just him observing women wanting to have like autonomy and shit, and he's like, oh, I see, you're wanting to act like a man, that must mean you want a dick, instead of that must mean you want to like be treated as an equal.
And yeah, stuff like
The
that.
dildo was invented so women would become calmer.
Wasn't that I think to because it was to help them cure hysteria.
Yeah.
I saw that on Reddit too.
That was the I don't know where
To
I
be
saw
fair, I
it.
know
It
about that for a
probably was
while.
Reddit.
Like I saw that Reddit recently, but it's been like in my head for a while.
Yeah, that's I keep hearing people talk about how it's so stupid how like if we go to like get our stuff like checked out, like like our prostate exam or whatever, like anytime it's like a man thing, it's like not a like that painful or a difficult of a process. But if you see some of the like tools that they use like for women like during their like, you know, when they're getting their, you know, thing checked up, they look like medieval torture devices. And like people are like, I keep seeing people on TikTok being like, is this the best we could do? Like is this like really, or how like female birth control right now is like, you know, obviously like it fucks up with
the pink
so
tax.
easily. And now it's like, now that male birth control is starting to exist, like one of the things right now is like a jacuzzi that you put your balls in, and it like makes you infertile a little bit. But like obviously like that is way better than getting like a microchip chipped into you, or like, you know, fucking with your hormones, taking like birth control. Instead of that, we get a ball jacuzzi.
So the theme of this podcast is dreams and sexual awakening.
You sounded
Sure.
like the guy on NPR for a bit there.
Live from NPR News.
Oh my god, that did sound like it.
Matthew,
I
you
literally
could-
listen to them every time when I run. I can do that.
I don't know how you
Live from NPR News. I'm Barbara Klein.
Could you say a Shadow the Hedgehog line
Yeah,
in
please
an
do it
NPR
like that.
voice?
Yeah.
I don't know Shadow the
Literally
Hedgehog.
make something
I
up.
literally
Make something up. Or just make up anything. Just talk about Sonic the Hedgehog like that.
Fuck me. This is you. Literally, you saw a trait I have, and then you put it under the ringer like 100%.
Well, because it's amusing as fuck.
Okay. Nothing personnel, kid. I don't know. But what do you mean to do? I don't know.
That
No. But you need okay.
That
Do
was
like
good.
the
That
live
was
from
good.
NPR, like, and make up a fake news story about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
okay.
personally
I thought you
wanted.
wanted. I thought someone.
I mean,
you
that
wanted
was
to
what
do
I wanted, but I'm
a
also
sh-
okay with this. This
Oh,
sounds
okay.
sick.
Okay. Well, you got what you want. Now I get what I want.
Live from NPR News. I'm Dale Willman. I'm just saying their actual names, by the way.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
That's
matter.
fine.
They're public people.
After Eggman has found all 5 of the Chaos Emeralds, fuck, I can't.
No. Okay. I was just very impressed with that impression. Quite honestly.
yeah,
I
that's
do-
a very good NPR.
The actual narration is a little harder because it's different
Yeah, you
every
gotta
time, but
make
it's
something up or
live from
whatever.
NPR News. I'm Dale Willman.
You should put some like
The current situation has gotten a little bit under control. Blah blah blah. What was it? And they'll go like, stocks are trading good up today.
The war's about to end, or the world is about to end. Ukraine is about to, like, you know, and then but, you know, the stock market's looking pretty hot today.
at least
how
the
detached
songs are
our-
okay.
The creator of Sonichu accused of.
Oh no. Okay. Well, in that case, everyone, thanks for watching the
Well,
Neon
it's
Apes
been a good
podcast.
It's been nice.
It's been nice
y'all.
talking with y'all. Let us know if you have anything you want us to talk about, not what Matthew was talking about. And see you guys next time.